Welcome to our Coach's Corner segment. Coach Dave Wood joins us after a harrowing, nail-biting, I don't know what words you want to use, adjectives you want to use to describe Purdue's 2-point win over Wisconsin. You've been a coach on the side, and they had them all the way, didn't they?
All the way, yes. Thrilling when you win, agonizing when you lose. Thrill of victory, agony of defeat. But once again, coming out at halftime, I thought that Purdue played well for about 2 minutes, and then the bottom fell out. And I don't know if it was the bottom falling out for Purdue, but Wisconsin all of a sudden just went on a big tear, making shots. Goes from I can't remember. Goes from
they were down 4 and they were up 4 in a hurry.
Yes, although it took like a couple minutes, nobody did anything, much like the first half. But at that point, again, I think that the really important thing is that's a hit that Purdue has taken, and it has been in previous games a knockout punch. Against Wisconsin in this game, they took a standing 8 and came back and won the game. And I think that's really, really important for the psyche of their team, really, because they took a big hit at that point and found a way to win.
Yeah, you look at the losses against Maryland, Northwestern, Indiana, all games that Purdue led in the second half and got beaten badly in 2 of those games. Obviously, the Indiana and Maryland games were not close down the stretch. So excellent point there. I think also, it was a weird start to the game, partly because for those of us who were watching on TV, I had to pull out my phone quickly to watch it. And Purdue starts the game, and I didn't actually see it. I guess Edey had 2 shots at the rim, could have had and ones, missed all 4 free throws. I think it's the only time that I think in his career that he's hit 1 of 6. That may not be 100% correct, but a weird start again where Purdue could have put itself in control. And then the start of the second half, it was crickets for both teams. Like you said, 3 minutes with no points. Just kind of a strange game, but kind of sometimes what you expect when Purdue and Wisconsin, especially Wisconsin, plays. It's just a possession by possession type of contest.
The teams are alike in a lot of ways. As far as tempo is concerned, Purdue pushes the ball a little more than Wisconsin, but Wisconsin is a team that makes you guard for a lot of a shot clock, and that can be difficult for teams that aren't mentally tough, for certain. Going back, I was the same as you. I did not see the missed dunks or the missed free throws. Maybe he would have made them if you and I had been watching. I don't know.
That might have been
it. It's interesting. Somebody said to me yesterday before the game, why can't they play, early in the second half? Well, they're human, it happens. The other team practices too. They have scholarship athletes. But all in all, it was one of the things I thought was really, really important in this game is that Purdue wins the outright regular season title and actually clinched that when Illinois beat Michigan. But I think it's important that they won the Big Ten with a win. I think it's important to their psyche that they won the game that clinched the Big Ten championship regular season, and I think that will be good for their confidence going forward. And we haven't talked about that, you and I, here at all, but people don't realize how hard it is to win that championship. It's a grind, and Purdue hit a tough stretch, and every team in the league has had a tough stretch. I don't know why people think Purdue is going to be an exception to that rule, but just winning a game on the road, 7-3 on the road in the Big Ten, which is really impressive. I think a great accomplishment for this team that was picked. I don't know what they picked them, but they were picked
5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere around there.
it's a good league. It's it's hard to win on the road in this league. And Purdue got it done. And I think that's something that's really, really special for this team.
Well, when you think about it too, we did a little ciphering this morning, Coach, and you were a part of the team, a Purdue team in 1988 that won the league by 3 games. If Purdue beats Illinois on Sunday, it will win the league by 3 games. In 119 years of the Big Ten, that's only happened 18 times, and only happened once since 2009. Michigan State won the league by 4 games. So, just the fact that you've dominated the league, even though it's been tough sledding, certainly in the last 10 games for Purdue, there's no question about that. But it's very impressive feat for Purdue to win the league at least by 2 games, and if they win it on Sunday again, it'll be a 3-game spread.
No question. And in a league that the last projection I saw is it might get 8 or maybe 9 teams into the NCAA tournament. This is not winning a league by 2 or 3 games that is going to have 2 teams in the big dance. The Big Ten is very, very difficult, very tough, and this is a fantastic accomplishment for a relatively young team that was not expected to be here. It's interesting, I think, that a lot of people are, and frankly, me included last week, are going, oh dear, what's wrong with this team? What's the matter? And if you just go back to September, October, you'd go, hey, 25-5. This is fantastic. That's a great job of coaching. That's a great job of playing. That's just a phenomenal 30-game stretch.
Yeah. That's logical, though, isn't it? And that's actually takes some thought, some critical thinking there. But doesn't always happen.
Fans don't think logically, do they?
No, they don't. They're not in the world. Not in the world of sports. It certainly does that. Okay, Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith have been much talked about, obviously, in Purdue country. They've had a great year. There's, by all estimations, again, kind of looking back at the big picture of what a job those two have done. But I thought they both did big things on Thursday nights. Lawyer got off to a good start. I think he ended up with 13 points, hit some shots in traffic where he had to body himself in there. Like you said, Wisconsin defends really well. And then, of course, Braden Smith hit the free throws, which we come to expect. I mean, I think he led the league in free throw shooting, or right there. But still, no, you can't minimize those accomplishments. And those are 2 guys that really do, in a lot of ways, hold the keys to where Purdue's going to go, not only in the Big Ten tournament, but the NCAA tournament.
There, again, no question. I don't think, again, in September, anybody dreamed that, first of all, when Coach Painter stuck him out there in the starting lineup, you're going, really? Oh dear. Okay, let's see. And they have exceeded any expectation. We found out as fans and people watching the game that these 2 young men are excellent basketball players. They do a lot of things. Even, we talked last week, couldn't make a shot against IU, but when you look at their stat line and when you look at their impact, they are playing good basketball. They played really well last night. The thing you talked about Fletcher making some shots. I think when you look at the game, Fletcher made at least 2 shots to stop many Wisconsin runs. That run at the start of the second half, I think one of the most important plays was he got to about 12 feet and hit a little fadeaway jump shot to stop that run, because the bleeding was starting to look like
other games,
Maryland and Indiana, other games, and he made that shot, and I thought that really settled Purdue down. Smith, Coach Painter has in crucial times put the ball in his hands, and he put the ball in his hands many times last night. to lead to crucial possessions, offensive possessions. I thought in the second half, after, I don't know what happened, but Coach Painter wasn't very happy with him about something defensively. When he went back in, he was outstanding defensively.
Yeah.
But he is, in my opinion, the unquestioned leader of this team. And when those two play well and make shots, Purdue is a really, really tough out.
All right. Now, you have coached many years and had to make hard decisions on personnel. I don't know that you look at the choice to start Newman and Gillis yesterday as anything really all that earth-shattering, because Ethan Morton came in and hit two big shots, hit one big free throw. He did miss one, but he hit a couple big plays. But talk about that just from the psychology of a team. And you look at this team, very close unit, it seems. They get along really well. Brandon Newman's brought some energy. Was that move, in your view, made just to shake things up a little bit? A reward for Newman? Of course, Newman, though he did make shots, had a couple pick sixes and did a really, really good job there. How do you view that?
Well, a team that is this close, I think, I don't think that affects much at all. The key when a coach makes a change in the lineup is the approach of the player or players that didn't start, that don't start. Purdue has gone from Gillis to First to Gillis, and all of those moves seem reasonable and successful, mostly because the guy who did not start the game came off the bench and did positive things. The same is true, I think, last night with Newman. You just mentioned Morton, I think, had an outstanding game. Didn't start. The players can pout because they're not starting. It's not who starts, it's who finishes. I don't know about who finishes, but it is what you do with the minutes you get. There's 40 minutes in a game, and as a coach, I didn't really care who started. Players do sometimes, and to their credit, I don't think the players really get too upset over the whole thing. So.
Yeah, I think it's a big part of again, a team that's really trying to make sure it's found itself, keep finding itself, and keep getting better. And certainly a win. It always looks better after you win, without question.
Sure does.
Illinois, an interesting team. Obviously, Sunday senior day, just for two guys at Purdue, Matt Frost, a walk-on, and of course David Jenkins Jr., who also hit a couple big shots last night.
No question.
As well. But talk about, the Illini can, really, I don't think there's few teams in the country, Indiana maybe to some extent too, which is both damning both of them with faint praise. They passed the eyeball test. They just look like really good, skilled basketball teams. They've shown it at times, both teams have. But the Illini come in, I don't know, it'll affect their seeding, certainly, both in the NCAA tournament and in the Big Ten tournament for their game on Sunday at Purdue. But what do you see out of them? And it kind of is a team, it seems to me, that could be Purdue's potential foil in the NCAA tournament, a very athletic team. But how do you view that when the Illini get here?
I view it exactly as you just said. And I've said several times on here, long athletic teams have been a challenge for Purdue. The thing that I look when I watch them play, and I've watched them play a couple of halves or whatever, they get to the rim, and you got to be able to keep them out of the lane. And as a team, they're a little bit like Purdue. They are capable shooters, but they haven't shot the ball real well, with the exception of Mayer, who will be a matchup challenge because of his size. He's gonna end up probably with Morton or maybe Gillis on him, but he's bigger than those guys and can get that shot off. If he's making shots, and if they're making shots, they are, like Purdue, I think, a really, really, really difficult team, and they hang their hats on defense as well. they will guard. They haven't played really well on the road. So I'm, as a Purdue enthusiast, I'm glad the game's at Mackey Arena. But senior night's always a special night. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's your best player for the last 3 years, or you're close to your teammates. You appreciate your teammates. They appreciate what Jenkins has done, what Frost has done, and so it's going to be a special day for the entire team.
Yeah, Matthew Mayer, 6'9" guard, can shoot it all over the place. But he also had 6 caffeine drinks. I don't know if you read that. Drank 6 Monster drinks and complained of caffeine poisoning. So he plays like he's caffeinated.
Yes, he does.
But it is going to be an interesting. I would imagine the paint crew will have something special for him come Sunday afternoon, 12:30 at Mackey Arena. All right, Coach, great stuff as always. We will visit on Monday. Do you have any other parting shots? Any other more wisdom you want to impart on us? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's just, Purdue's got to shoot it. Purdue made free throws at the end of this game. That's good. But the most important thing I think that happened last night, as I stated right away, is that they won their way into a regular season championship. And hopefully, for their sake, going forward, that's going to be big.
All right. We appreciate that very much. We'll be back on Monday. We'll revisit the Illinois game, but also look ahead. We'll know Purdue will be playing as the number 1 seed. They will be playing at noon on Friday. God knows who they'll be playing, because Dave Wood is a math genius. He's a logic genius, so he may be able to figure it out before I do. I think they said there's 256 combinations still left of how the Big Ten tournament seedings can play out. Permutations, all those kinds of words that I barely understand are part of this. But we'll know on Monday when we talk who Purdue will be facing, or what teams will be feeding into Purdue faces. Obviously, it will be the 8-9 game, and it'll be a good opponent. You know that. It could be any number of teams, and that's what's going to be an interesting thing to watch. So, Coach, thanks so much. We appreciate it. For everybody else, thanks for watching and listening, and have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday for our next edition of Coach's Corner.